We've got a lot of people having babies in my company, and one of my guys just put this up today, which is kind of interesting. So we're thinking we might rebrand the whole company to Addigy. So, but yeah, we're stoked to be here. I've watched a lot of the videos and really taken a lot of mentorship from a lot of leaders here in this group. But we started out Addigy about 4 years ago. I'll get into that in a second. The whole idea was just to elevate the Apple ecosystem in IT organizations, right? So 4 years ago, I quit my job and started Addigy from the ground up. I'm here with Steve West. He's our head of sales. Mark Petrie in the back. He's head of product. So find us. But over the last 4 years, it's been pretty awesome. We've had a lot of fun. This is about a year and a half ago. Our worldwide footprint of customers. We include education customers. This is just a small subset of them. Nonprofits, MSPs and ACNs. A lot of corporate environments have been leveraging us a lot because something that they can easily plug in very quickly, and then the asset growth happens very quickly from there. The big one is our tech companies. So a lot of growth with the tech companies. They use us to exclusively manage all their Macs, and it just keeps going from there. So I'm going to give you guys a quick run through of our product pieces. I'd like to just see it, show it. It's something we're very proud of. So very easy to install. Just choose any area of the policy tree or in download, and you can just run that through ARD if you want, or your own favorite tool that you like to deploy with. And our 4 meg agent written in Go drops on the machine, checks in, and you're off to the races from there. From there, we can start leveraging our dashboarding and reporting so we can see what software is being used on the machines, what web services are being used. Here I just drilled into Mac Minis and saw what web services and what software is being used on all of them. And then I can go to devices and start doing some fun stuff. So we manage a pub-sub communication live with every machine, so I can queue up and run a job on every system I want. So I could choose those systems, run LS on the root, and then we'll watch that get run across all the machines, look at all the output if we want. We'll see if there's an error, what the error was. Anything pending will get finished when it's done. So we have that live capability we can run at any point in time we want. We also have a huge catalog where we can put in Bash, Python operations we want to run. And this comes native out of the box. We share new ones. The community is very involved in helping to share new software and new operations. So something you'll be able to see if you play with. Once we want to start managing a machine, though, this is, it's part of the whole stack. What we want to be able to do, we have to work on an actual machine itself. Well, we can click on the machine after looking at the different asset data that we collect. And I'm not going into much detail on this stuff, but you can slice and dice that stuff quite a bit. I can then choose Go Live. And this gives us a live ability to work under the hood on the machine without interrupting the user. So now I can change user accounts, push updates, scan for updates, do speed test analysis, all the things that I might need to do without interrupting their session. And then we can even do our live terminal session, which is brand new about a month ago. And this gives us native live terminal capabilities. Doesn't matter if you have, obviously the firewall blocking all ports. We're doing live terminal tab completions. I'm stumbling through my path here, and you can see that. And then you can run VI, you can run top, and this will just run a completely native live terminal session for you, web-based, right? So now we can do it from the computer, even an iPad. Remote control, completely web-based remote control from anywhere. And this is a last resort in our world because if you're managing a lot of machines, you're just not going to be able to touch every system manually, but it's still a necessity. Over web-based, it's very fast. It actually hooks you into the GPU to get the speed results we need. All right. But the real power in what our tool does is in the policies. We want to be able to push out things at a policy level. When we first designed Addigy, the big thing was we need to be simple and turnkey at a cloud level. The other part was everybody was just pushing out scripts, and that just means there's no desired state in force. And that's the mantra of this conference as a DevOps level conference with Mac. That's why I was so interested in coming even last year. So we first plumbed this with Puppet and then Ansible, and then we basically built our own thin stack on it so we could keep our agent at 4 megs, don't have to rely on any dependencies on the machine. So everything stays in force in the system at a hierarchical view. So I'm only showing one state there, but we have a sub-policy there. Whatever we place in there stays in force at all times. A lot of our customers still block High Sierra. Here we're just able to see all the OS updates that are available. I'm blowing through this stuff very quickly. And then we can push those out, prompt the end user for restarts. Maintenance, We can run monitoring. The monitoring actually has remediation capabilities, so we can kick off and run remediation. It'll go back and check the alarm again. If it solved the problem, it'll close the alarm, close the ticket with any of our integrated ticketing platforms that we leverage. That command right there is actually kind of fun because it just does the DU command. So we purge the disk, maybe we do a couple of things, and then just do a DU on the top 10 largest files and directories. It's almost always the camera uploads directory on Dropbox or something. And you can even interact with the user at that point and ask them, can you please purge some of that data? So interact with the user to do that. I think we're all trying to get to a point with DEP and out-of-the-box experience. It's pretty awesome. So what I'm going to show you here, much of my team hasn't even seen yet. This is already in our staging environment, which means it's coming at the end of our sprint in about a week and a half. Our goal, obviously, is in DEP. This is the one portion we've been struggling with, is that user. And why is DEP so, in a balancing level, possibly not the most secure thing in the world? That serial number. That serial number is a social security number. It's the identifier and the password all in one. And that's scary. I could just, scan the serial number of the CEO and then the provisions. And that's how our DEP works. Our DEP will provision that system to whatever's in our policies for those machines and bring it to spec. But we really need to have that stopping point where we wait for authentication. And once that authentication goes through, then we're good. So then we'll do our OS updates, software deployment, monitoring, file vault. We're good to go and off to the races. So here's a view of it right now. All right, we sped it up a little bit just because I'm on a quick talk, but this is natively what it's like. We go through the first portion here, choose our time zone. You can see it's pretty sped up there on the setting up of the Mac. And then from there, we'll go straight to our login screen, which in this case is either Okta or AD. After that, our provisioning is pretty well done. We get dropped into our desktop experience. The provisioning continues, and we have different ways to provide progress information to the end user. And from there, we'll see our profile applied, and we're off and good. But we have that stopping point where we're making sure that this user is authenticating properly with Okta or AD and moving from there. But all, what will be released in less than 2 weeks now will be fully plumbed with a platform. You don't do anything, and there's no forklifting. You just apply your DEP account. And our system, being multi-tenant, we can put DEP in multiple DEP accounts within our system, multiple VPP accounts within our system. Same with MDMs. That's why a lot of service providers use us, because they can manage multiple companies within our platform. But the whole point is we want them to work at that top level of the hierarchy. If there's something that you're doing for one customer or one department, it's likely something that's applicable to everybody, and you can do that top level down. So that's a glimpse of what we do. I don't think there's a point in really, talking more about all the security pieces. Our customers are still blocking High Sierra at a pretty high rate. I don't think we're going to have to with Mojave right now, but it's not that big of a change. I think Apple's been stressed with a lot of changes this past year. So with that, any questions you guys have? And I probably kept to my time here with just less than a minute.